Hallo zusammen, ich bin Jansen von Pixelhue.
Всем привет! Меня зовут Егор.
皆さんこんにちは。Pixelhueのコと申します。
Bonjour à tous, je suis Pierre-Yves, je suis formateur Pixelhue en France.
Ciao, sono Virgilio da Pixelhue.
Hello, my name is Ifan.
Bienvenidos a Pixelhue y hoy me encuentro en la Feria ASI 2025 en Barcelona.
Nous sommes ravis de vous présenter la version Pixelhue en 1.6.
We have the biggest updating of our solutions and our the functions.
В процессор Pixelhue P20 мы уже добавили Dante-карту.
Y además, el P-Series tiene dos modos GABAs.
Con 4 HDMI, 4 DisplayPort e 8 SFP output.
多層のオーディオ管理機能がここから Pixelhue の製品で可能です。以上はすべての新製品、そしてアプリ等の情報です。
You can contact us immediately or you can go to our website to find more information of the products. Thank you.
Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Bis nächstes Mal.
Merci pour votre soutien, à bientôt.
Grazie mille per tutti i clienti.
以上、ありがとうございます。
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today as we unveil Pixelflow version 1.6, a major update designed to elevate your video processing experience to new heights. In this release, we focused on enhancing usability, expanding functionality, and improving overall performance. Version 1.6 introduces a host of new features that empower you to configure, monitor, and optimize your workflows with greater flexibility and precision. Today, I'll be walking you through a live demonstration of key features. This presentation contains 4 parts. The first one is the new feature of Q8. The second one is the new feature of P20 and P20-DS. The third one is the new feature of U5 and U5 Pro. And the last one is the software optimization. We'll explore how the new interface improvements can streamline your operations and show you firsthand how version 1.6 delivers increased performance and adaptability. I'll be elaborating on each new feature in 4 aspects: introduction, application scenarios, live demonstration, and important notes. Thank you for all your continued support and enthusiasm for Pixelhue. Now let's dive into the demonstration and see what the future of video processing looks like with Pixelflow 1.6. First, let's talk about the Q8. First, let's address a common concern from our users. Many have expressed a preference for a DP output interface over the SDI interface. To meet this demand, we've released a new output card for the Q8. This card includes 4 DP 1.2 ports, 4 HDMI 2.0 ports, and 8 optical interfaces, providing greater flexibility for different output needs. You can achieve 10-bit RGB 444 output on the DP interfaces, which offers greater color rendering than HDMI 2.0. Now, let's take a look at the actual photos of the card. Please note, HDMI DP10G SFP interfaces are grouped together, meaning they output the same signal simultaneously. Bit depth for DP is 10-bit, while for HDMI is 8-bit. The system supports 4 4K outputs in total and includes support for 3D functionality and in-band mosaic. Next, we are excited to announce that the Q8 now supports 3D signal processing. Our switcher is capable of converting 2D signals into 3D signals in the format of Shader 3D. If you are managing multiple outputs in a system and working with 3D signals, you will need a device that can handle multiple inputs and outputs while supporting 3D. That's where our switcher comes in handy. Now let's give you a live demonstration of this feature. To enable this feature, click on Input Interface, scroll down to the bottom. Here you will see a video source format option. Default is auto, but you can switch it manually to match your input 2D signal format. Let's say if we have a side-by-side format here. So we can click on this and change it to side-by-side. Then we go to the screen menu, we build a screen, click on the screen settings. Please remember to set the output rate to be frame rate to be 120 Hz for optimal result. And then we click on this advanced menu. Here you will see a 3D option. We turn it on. And this eye priority settings is based on your 3D glasses. You can switch it to either right or left. Once this is done, you will see a 3D mark here on the screen menu, on the screen tab here. This means you have your 3D feature on. Please note, 3D glasses are required, and the format is Shader 3D. Both HDMI and DP support 3D functionality, but in-band 3D is only available on DP. Also, remember to set the output frame rate to 120 Hz for optimal results. We've also improved the input source backup functionality based on client feedback. Previously, many users found it difficult to locate these settings and couldn't configure their preferred primary source or auto-switch settings separately. To enhance the user experience, we moved the input source backup to a dedicated tab. It now supports multiple backups for a single input source, including backup for input crops. The basic features remain the same, but we've added a new option for Q8. input source crops. Now, if you have multiple crops from one input source and want to set a backup for all of them, you can use the crop auto backup feature, which automates the entire process. Additionally, you are no longer restricted to using only the primary source. You can freely switch between layers or backup source by going to the Device tab and selecting Input Backup. However, we recommend turning off the primary source preferred option, as you want to make sure there is no problem with the primary source. Previously, the customers expressed concerns that using input source A to backup B was not secure enough. Now, we've added an extra layer of backup to ensure content security. Now, let me give you a live demonstration of this feature. To enable the input source backup feature, go to the Device menu. As you can see, we have moved this input backup settings to a dedicated tab here. You want to turn this backup status on and add a backup relationship. If you want to do input 1.2 to backup for input 1.1, I can do this. I think it's not secure enough. I want another backup for the input 1.2. I can also do it now. This is like a double backup for the input 1.1. And I can set the primary source preferred or auto switch individually, just like this. And we have added a new feature for Q8. If you have multiple crops for one input and multiple crops for another input, and you want to set up backup relationship for all of them, instead of doing them one by one, you can just use this crop auto backup feature. It will automatically set up all the backup relationships for you. Please note, the resource usage of the backup source is consistent with that of the primary source, ensuring there will be no resource overload. We also recommend turning off the primary source preferred option to ensure that the primary source remains fixed and stable. I know many of you have been asking about the Dante feature, and I'm excited to share some great news. After a long wait, the Q8 now fully supports Dante with 64x64 channels, which can be configured using our Pixelhue software. Plus, the 3.5mm audio jack is now functional after this update. Imagine managing multiple audio inputs and outputs. Previously, you need a lot of cables, but with the Dante feature, you only need one cable for all that. Audio and video segmentation with output audio routed to the audio console. HDMI, DP, Dante all support 3-port audio outputs capabilities. You will have 8 long-way audio channels. Now, let me give you a live demonstration of this feature. Go to the Device menu. As you can see, we can now click on the Dante interfaces now. The top one will be the primary, and the bottom one will be the backup. In the Dante properties, you can see the basic information of Dante. And this one is the R accent, this one is the T accent. You can easily monitor the status of every channels here. Then, if you want to set up the reflection for the audio matrix, you can go to the newly added Audio Matrix tab here. In this menu, you can use this key to expand them and use this key to collapse them. These are the inputs and these are the outputs. This is a filter. You can select the ones you want to see. For the inputs, every single input has 8 channels, 8 long-way audio channels. And for Dante, there are totally 64 channels, which are grouped by 8. The way how you set up the reflection is just clicking on the desired box, like this. You can also drag it. Then you have set up a full reflection chip between the input 1.1 and output 1.1. Now let's see it. There will be a check mark here. This indicates a full reflection relationship. But if you cancel one here, then this will be it will be not full. Then here, a hollowed circle will indicate a unfull relationship. Please note, one input can be mapped to multiple outputs, but one output can only be mapped to one input. Different icons represent different meanings. A check mark indicates full mapping, and a hollow circle indicates partial mapping. We've also addressed another concern regarding interface selection limitations. Previously, you could only use either HDMI or SDI from a single group, which frustrated some users. Additionally, if you had a screen deployed and you wanted to add another screen with a different signal type, you couldn't do so. We've resolved this by improving the output interface logic. Now, interfaces from the same group are marked with a green aura for better visibility. You can use both interfaces from one group in a main backup relationship, even mix different signal types to build a combined screen. This significantly saves time and eliminates signal type concerns. Let me give you a live demonstration of this feature. To check out the connectors group, you can click on the output interface. As you can see, the blue aura indicates those interfaces belonging to one group. You can see it here. And then we go to the screen menu. We build a screen. You can see both HDMI 2.0 and DP 1.2 are available for this screen. And if we add another screen that has 12G SDI signal, you can see it is also available. But please note that the SDI only supports several formats. And if you change it to one that it doesn't support, a warning will be shown here. And if you apply it, the 12G SDI will be grayed out, indicating that it is not available under this format. Another exciting update is that the Q8 now supports our EP series fiber extender. The receiver can connect directly to the optical fiber ports of the Pixelhue video processing devices without the need for a transmitter. One of my colleagues will introduce the details of this product later. Finally, we've added an anti-static feature to the Q8. Static can cause instability, especially in dry weather conditions like winter. With this feature enabled, you won't need to worry about static-related issues. You can activate it directly from the Q8 front panel. Now, let me show you how to do this. To enable anti-static feature, go to the Q8 front panel, Settings, Advanced, and here you will see an anti-static tab. Turn this on, and you can set the duration of this feature. Alright, those are all the amazing new features of Q8. Now, let's move on to the P20. We're introducing a new subcard called P20-DS, which comes with some notable upgrades. It includes Dante interfaces, removes SDI loop-out interfaces, and adds SDI output interfaces. You can purchase it separately or replace your existing card if you prefer this upgrade. Now let's take a look at the actual photos of this card. The Dante feature on the P20 is similar to the Q8, but supports 32RX and 32TX channels. It includes two groups of 3.5mm audio jacks, and they all become functional after this update. However, please note that all along-way audio channels are limited to 2 channels. Let me give you a live demonstration of this feature. The Dante feature on P20-DS is similar to Q8. You can click on this Dante interface here to check out the basic information for Dante, the RXN and TXN. But please note there are only 32 channels for P20-DS Dante. And we can also go to this audio matrix menu here to set up all the configurations. You can see the Dante is 32 channels grouped by 2. And also P20-DS has two 3.5mm audio jack, so there will be 2 audio in 1 and audio in 2 here. So the way how to set up the reflection is exactly the same as Q8. We just click on the desired box here. Please note, same as Q8, one input can be mapped to multiple outputs, but one output can only be mapped to one input. Different icons represent different meanings. A check mark indicates full mapping, and the hollow circle indicates partial mapping. And all along-way audio channels are limited to 2 channels. The P20 also supports interface grouping now, similar to the Q8. Here's a common scenario. Imagine you are hosting a meeting using the P20 as the signal processing device. There are 2 people on the screen, and you want to activate advanced features by placing them both on the main layers. Previously, this was impossible because it exceeded the P20's main layer capacity. But now, the P20 can switch mode to a 4-min 4-pip layers mode. Let me give you a live demonstration of this. If you want to switch the layer mode, go to the device menu. Here, find the layers option. You will see there's another 4-min 4-pip layers option. And if you click on it, it will show you this warning. Click yes, and then it will just switch the mode. Please note, the device will reboot after switching modes, so save all your work before you're making this change. The input source backup feature on the P20 works the same as on the Q8, except that the crop backup is not supported. I'll show you a demonstration of this. The input source backup feature works exactly the same as Q8, except for it doesn't support input crop backup. Nodes are exactly the same as Q8. Well, our P20 now supports our EP series fiber extender just like the Q8. That's all the new features for P20. Now let's take a look at the U5 and U5 Pro. To enhance user convenience, we've added a keyboard shortcut feature. You can now perform basic operations like changing the layer positions by pressing the corresponding keys. Let me do you a live demonstration. First, select the layer you want to adjust. And then press the arrow key on the keyboard. You can use these arrow keys to adjust the position of the layer. Also, for improved clarity, input source backup status is now displayed on both the event controller key and playback interface. Let me show you a demonstration of this. I have already set up a backup relationship for input 1.1 and input 1.2. I use input 1.2 to backup for input 1.1. And now I'm using the primary source, input 1.1. As you can see, it's just normal status. But if I switch the source to input 1.2, you can see here there's a backup indicating that input 1.1 is using the backup source. Okay, that's all the new features for U5 and U5 Pro. Now let's go to our last part, the software optimization. We have enhanced system responsiveness and software stability during screen configuration and editing. We have optimized layer performance within the configuration interface, ensuring smoother operation and faster adjustments. You can also now use BitFocus Companion on our event controller to manage various devices. Let me show you a demonstration of this feature. First, you want to press these two keys to activate the companion button. Then this companion button will be shown here. But please make sure that the NVR and KVM are not activated. You press this button here. A window will pop out. And here you can set the connection for the companion. In this case, we are controlling Q8. So we search for Q8. Press Add. And here we want to input the right IP address. Select the right model and press Save. Okay, now the connection has been built. We can also assign buttons. I go to the buttons and presets here. If I want to assign this take here, I just drag it here. And then this take is on the event controller. If we press it, it will do the take option for us, just like the Stream Deck. Please ensure that the KVM and NVR are turned off and that there is no content displayed on the U5 Pro subscreen. Finally, the Smart Key feature has been refined. Previously, it didn't support the color white, but we've resolved that. It now works perfectly with white color as well. Now let me give you a demonstration of this. To use the DS key feature, click on the input interface and go to the DS key menu. Turn on this option, switch it to Smart Mode, and change the color to white. Apply, and then the white color will be keyed out. That's all for the version 1.6 update. Next, let's welcome my colleague Feng Wang to introduce the EP series fiber extender. Let's welcome him.
Hello guys, it's Finn here. It's very glad to see you guys again. And this is an introduction for new product in the new firmware version 1.2 releasement. In the next 10 minutes, I will introduce the new product EP series to you guys. And you will learn hardware information, applications, and advantage, and hardware information about this product. So the first part is the product introduction. So the first thing, let's check the hardware in here. So EP series is the first 4-channel fiber extender in the industry. And you can see here is the 4 HDMI 2.0 input. It's actually real 4K. We can do transmissions in 4K, 2K, 60 Hz, RGB 444 8-bit. And here is the optical output part. And you may notice we use the optical modules. It's because the optical in here can be changeable. So we are capable with the single mode and multi-mode fiber modules. So which means you can change the optical modules according to your on-site applications. So if you're using single mode, the transmission distance is like 3 kilometers. And if you are using multi-mode, then it's like 300 meters. And also like the product is very easy to use. So it's like plug and play. You don't need to set anything extra. And the applications about this product, so the recommended applications is the live production or control room. So for me, I think you can use this product for any applications that require signal long distance transmission. So then let's check the hardware in here. And yeah, here is the 4 HDMI input. Here is the optical output. And here is the USB-C port. This one is actually used for the KVM signal feedback to the computers. And then the next page is the RX. It's actually like quite similar. The signals from the TX, the optical output, in here, then we connect the signal in here, it's the input. And then the RX will convert the optical signals to the HDMI output. I mean, like, here is the 2 USB port. You can connect to the keyboard and mouse in here. And also, like, here you will see we have a 3.5 millimeters audio output. Yeah, so the system support audio transmission as well. And also, like, the HDMI port also come with the audio transmission. So the second part is the product function. Yeah, the first one is the changeable optical modules. You can change the optical modules according to the on-site application. And also, when you buy this product, you can change the single mode or multi-mode module as well. And then it's the copy function. Like, let me do a simple explanation about this application. So we all know like the signal is transferred through the fiber cables, but sometimes like it's very easy to damage. So we designed the copy function. So which means like here, when you input one signal, when you turn the copy function, you will get 2 output, the exactly same signal. So even if one cable is damaged, you can still use another one. Oh, and by the way, here is the pin switch. Pin switch in here. So like we have some small function here, but it's actually used for update and copy functions. And then the third one, I think it's a very important key feature. It's the capability. So this product not only can be used in a pair, but also you can use it separate because we are capable with the Nova Star system and also with the Pixelhue switcher system. And then the fourth part is the EDI pass-through function. So regularly, like for some extenders, they only support standard resolution transmission. But for sometimes we want to do like customization transmission. For example, like 8K by 1K. So this product can do things like this. And also it's a 3D transmission. Yeah. Then the last one is the KVM roaming function. And also like, I know like some of you guys may consider about the latency of this product. So we also consider this point when we design this product. For the EP series, it doesn't have any storage inside. So which means we do not keep signal in. Like this product is based on purely FPGA-based platform. So we do not storage any signal. It's just the processing and output. The latency is less than 1 frame. And also for the synchronization between those 4 ports, we can do 100% synchronization. So like if you connect to one server in here, and then output through this, there will be no signal split. And then the third one is application. The application is very easy. We only have 3 different applications: standalone and using a pair. So like if you have Pixelhue switcher system, actually you just need to use the RX. And also we add some like advantage in here. We all know like for standard HDMI 2.0, the bandwidth is 8 gigabit. And in here, we are doing like uncompression signal transmission, really uncompression. In here, we use 2 optical modules to transfer signal in here. And then the system will like combine signal here. You will get the final HDMI output. It's ideal for like if you're using projectors or if you want to like give the signals to the big LCD walls or TV things, like far away. Then you can just use this. And then it's the TX standalone. If you are using Northstar product like H series, VX series, or M Control 4K, if you want to transfer the signal in long distance, you can just use the TX as well. So for TX, it's the same. We're doing uncompression signal transmission. It's the same. Like with this, you can transfer 2-channel real frequency signals in the control system. So like, let me do a like simply explanation. So for example, here is H1 HDMI 2.0 input. The system will split the signals into 2 optical signals, then to the Northstar system. And then the last one, it's the TX and RX used in combo. In this situation, we can transfer audio signals. All the HDMI port comes with the audio channels as well. And also, like one of the things here, when we design this product, we have a discussion about the power supply. So back then we have 2 choices. The first one is the external power supply. The second one is this. So we compare the application and like we are trying to make like everything easy to get when you are on site. So eventually we use this like the common cable in here. And then the last part is the advantage of this new product. Yeah, the first one is the image quality. It's truly 4K 60 Hz. Truly 4K 60 Hz. And we can do visually lossless. And the second one is the versatile. Like, yeah, works with the 3 different applications, RX standalone, TX standalone, and also used in combo. And then it's the capability, like we work with the single mode and multi-mode modules. And the last one is the user-friendly. Like we don't want operators spend too much time for setup. So this is a plug and play design. You don't need to set up anything extra. You just need to plug the cable. Yeah, it's set. Yeah, the last one is the firmware, because this is like the part of the new version releasement. So if you're using this product, please make sure you have updated the switcher system to the version 1.6. And for F series, it will be released, I think, end of this year. It's still under discussion. And then the last one is the LD control system. And here is the modules and the support optical transmission to the Pixelhue and Northstar system. So except M Control 4K and MX40 Pro, the rest of the part, you can get the firmware on our Northstar website. And for those 2, you can make a contact with our engineers, or you can like send message to Pixelhue info. Yeah, so this is it. And also like we have accessories. It's the protection case in here. Yeah, and also I'm strongly recommend this protection case. You can like easily put the TX and RX inside. And also this is a waterproof. waterproof accessories. So yeah, 100% recommend. And also for the setup and fix the installation, here is the part you can insert the fake clamp in here. So you can use the lighting. You can use the lighting. Yeah, you can use the lighting hook in here. So you can put this on the truss, or you can use the strap to fix this on the truss as well. So yeah, this is it. If you want to know more about this product or you want to test it, you can make a contact with our local distributor, or you can contact our sales engineers. We're happy to send the demos to your company for test. So thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, I'm Hailiang, a pre-sales and representative from the Pixelhue team. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm sure that you already have many questions, and we are ready to answer them for you in the upcoming Q&A session. But first, I would like to introduce our team. So this is our R&D team product director, Nicholas.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you here. I'm Nicholas.
Good. So, and this is our product manager, Vincent.
Hi, I'm Vincent, the product manager of Pixelhue, and nice to see you guys. And sorry, my English is not good, so maybe later I can't describe something clearly. My colleague will translate for me. Yeah.
Okay. So next is my colleague Brad.
Hi everyone, welcome to our channels. I'm Brad, solution engineer from Pixelhue. Today I'm honored to have this opportunity to communicate with all you guys. Hopefully we will have great time today.
Okay. So now let's start our Q&A session. We've actually already collected some of your questions, and I'll go through them now. I see the first question is from Yap Hu Xun. He asked that I have a lot of questions to ask you at the live. Yeah, no problem. We're open to any questions. Yes. And besides, we have our Facebook community and WhatsApp group that just feel free to join them. And you can communicate with us and our R&D team very efficiently through that.
And also, they can write an email to our support team.
Yeah.
And we also will respond to any email.
Yeah. Okay. And next question is from the Mobile Media work group. So he asked that how Pixelhue is comparable to Resolume software. Can show side by side Pixelhue is better than Resolume. Actually, sorry that we haven't prepared it for this time, but if it's possible, we'll be able to come to you and make a visit in person and to do it like one-to-one to you. Oh, so and next question is that is from Lu Media. He asked, has it been stabilized enough to be used right now? Yeah, like all our devices are very stable, and and so is our software. Actually, we have a group of test engineers, about 60 people. They already tested everything before we officially release it to make sure that everything works fine. So yeah, and if there's any questions or bugs when you're using our software or devices, just feel free to contact us, and we will immediately respond to your problems. Yeah. So the next question is from Naomi Shimizu from Techno House. He asks that we need U5 Mini for Japanese customers. So I believe Vincent, you got this question.
Okay. We are doing a survey to collect your ideas because we heard several sounds like we need a more smaller controller on our desk, but actually we want to know something about it. So should it have a screen, or should it built-in software, or maybe just like a big keyboard? Yeah. So if you are interested on that, we also doing a survey on our Pixelhue community in Facebook, and you can, we can share some information. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So let's move on to the next question. It's from the ProMax Scientific Developers Private Limited. They asked the layers. They asked about layers, slicing, and 8K input. So Vincent, can you answer this question?
It's a little bit simple. Simple describe. I don't actually understand what mean, but I saw the 8K input. We are planning to do some 8K things, and we also want to know something about the 8K solution, because we all know the graphic card manufacturer like the GTX 5090. It released the DP1.4 and DP2.1 or HDMI 2.2. And so if we release the real 8K input card, which connection should we choose? Or can we just release the external 8K box? Does it make sense? I want to know your guys' ideas.
Okay, so if you have any ideas, you can just type it in the comment and we'll see that and be able to react to you. So our next question is from AV Staging. They ask, F8 and Q8, what's the big difference between them? How long the F8 can sustain since Pixelhue invented Q8? Are both models not in the same class level? We can assure you that we are still selling F8, but you know F8 is our last generation product, so it is mainly for the 2K to 4K market, and Q8 is our latest product. It's aiming for the 4K to 8K market. So like they are of different classes, and the layer capability of Q8 is 4 times than the F8. But we are like supporting them both. Yeah. And next question from the Event Kings. They ask, we have just bought the P10 switcher and we are learning the software. We would love more tutorials on the Pixelflow and the P10 switcher. Brad, I believe you can answer this question.
Can you replace the question?
Yeah, so we have just bought the P10 switcher and we're learning the software.
Yeah.
We would love more tutorials on the Pixelflow and the P10 switcher.
Yeah, actually, we have some, for each country, we already have our local distributor. And also we have our branch officers in the Korea, Japan, Middle East, and Malaysia, where we can offer the maintenance, training services for you. And later we will contact you to send your email and provide the training and for all your guys.
That's nice. So the next question is from Q Tech. They ask, I have a question regarding how we can use Pixelhue in our company. Yeah. So can you answer this question, Nicholas?
It's from which company? I think
it's from the Q Tech. It's from the Q Tech.
Q Tech.
Yeah.
Okay. For the training and for the we asked the same question before, right? We will provide the training for all your guys and all the information we already know, and we will send an email later. And also we have some on-site, we have some local trainer and local supporter over there. We will contact you later.
Yeah, we have a really complete training system.
Okay. If you need any help, you can send an email to the support at pixelhue.tech.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So, next question is from the Event Kings Kenya. They ask, are your products available in Kenya market?
Kenya market.
Yes, as I said before, for almost each country, we have local distributor. And if you want to demo test, we can send you email through our sales guys, and he will contact you directly.
Yeah.
Can you send the email address to this customer?
Yeah. We already got the email before your registration, so we will send the email for you later. To you later, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So next question is that I also got some questions from the comment. So the first one is, can P series get more keying layer? Nicholas.
Vincent.
Okay, so Vincent.
Okay.
This question.
Yeah, in our 1.6 version, you will get two modes to do something. The regular mode has 2 main layer plus 10 PIP layer, but you can also change to another mode. So then you can get 4 main layers plus 4 PIP layers.
Sure, like we can do the switch mode in version 1.6 already. And next question. Can P-Series have a flexible multi-viewer to let us customize the size and placement?
I will answer it. That's a really good question. Yeah, right now, because our P-Series are limited by the hardware architecture, so internally our dynamic input wheel and multi-viewer will share the same resources. So we must make sure both of them have the fixed position. Yes. So the answer, sorry for that, is no.
Okay. So next question is, just now the companion function in U series only available for U5 Pro.
Yeah.
So you got this question?
Is there any plan for the U5, right?
Yeah. We have the plan because why we just adapt in U5 Pro, because when we release this function, we are not sure does it make sense, so we just released on U5 Pro in the ISE exhibition, because U5 Pro has so many buttons. It's so easy to do that things, but U5 doesn't have so many buttons, so it has some limitation. But for now, we are making efforts to adapt the U5. Yeah.
Okay. So next question. Any plan to release the U5 Mini for P20? Japanese customers are hoping.
I think Vincent has
answered the question.
Replied the question before. We said yes. We are applying a 3 for the U5 Mini. After this done, I think the U5 Mini can both apply for P series and
any
the
plan
Q
to release the U5? This one. The one. Yeah.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Vincent have already answered that question before.
We.
You want to repeat that?
No. We were doing a survey on our Pixelhue community to collect the requirements of the U5 Mini. So if you have some ideas, please go to the website and type it.
Yeah, you can show your opinion about this. If you really want this, we are planning on release a U5 Mini for P20 in Japan. Yeah. And the next question is that for P-Series Virtual Pixel, Virtual Pixel can be applied at programming, so we can get to see Virtual Pixel with the screen.
I think this is yes, because the virtual pixel function is a software function. It's not decided by the hardware. Yes, so the virtual pixel function can both apply for P series and the Q series.
Okay, so next question is that can screen apply at program out also, not only for aux? So for this question, we would like you to specify the product model. Like I think it's different for each product, right, Nicholas?
For Q series, both the PGM and the preview output can be applied for any program output or the aux output. And in P series, I think it's a limitation for the P series architecture.
Okay. So are there any more questions? Okay. All right. Thank you for all your enthusiasm. that brings our live stream to an end. So we recorded all your questions, and we will follow up with you by email, via email or chat. Thanks again, and we are looking forward to seeing you in the Pixelflow version 1.7 live stream. Bye.
Yes.
Bye for now.
Yes. Do you have any question? Don't hesitate to send the email to us. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.